Hello everyone, welcome to the Heart of Joy. Thank you so much for joining me on another video. It's an absolute pleasure and honor to do this, to just read the Word of God. And I'm praying that each of these videos blesses you. And sometimes God speaks to you in the most simplest things. And I believe that God will intervene in your heart and speak to you in the most simplest 10-minute clips that we keep putting up, all right? So today I want to talk about point of view, all right? That's going to be the word that I have for you today. I'm going to read from Numbers chapter 13, verse 25 to 33 onwards. Let me just tell you what's happening. Moses sends one leader from each tribe to spy out the land, right? So I'm going to start reading. When they returned from spying out the land at the end of 40 days, they proceeded to come to Moses and Aaron and to all the congregation of the sons of Israel in the wilderness of Paran at Kadesh. And they brought back word to them, to all the congregation, and showed them the fruit of the land. Basically, they read the whole place. They understand. This is what they say in verse 27. We went into the land where you sent us, and it certainly does flow with milk and honey, and this is its fruit. Nevertheless, the people who live in this land are strong. The cities are fortified and are very large. Moreover, we saw the descendants of Anak there. Amalek is living in the land. So they're basically giving a whole report of what they saw in this land where they went to spy. Why are they spying? So that they can actually get into this land, the promised land, right? But the thing was this. When the guys went to see, they saw that the fruit was good. They saw that the land was flowing with milk and honey. But then the people looked really big. The people looked, like many times our life, the people looked very intimidating. They were so intimidated by the people who were living there. Then Caleb quieted the people before Moses and said, "We should by all means go up and take possession of it, for we will surely overcome it." Caleb had a very different point of view. 12 of them go to spy the land and only 2 come with a good report. The rest 10 of them come with a very bad report. They were so intimidated by what they saw. The people who they saw, right? It sounds a lot like our lives, right? Anytime we want to do something new, anytime we get into something new, we have so many reports coming in. We have so many perspectives. We have so many opinions, so many voices to tell how it cannot go right. Right? Like, if you can put yourself in this place and see, right? They go to raid the land, they are seeing all of this, but Caleb had a very different perspective. Caleb is saying, we should by all means go up and take possession of it, for we will surely overcome it. But the men who had gone up with him said, we are not able to go up against those people, for they are too strong for us. So they gave out to the sons of Israel a very bad report of the land which they had spied out. The land through which we have gone in spying it out is a land that devours it in its inhabitants, and all the people whom we saw in there were great in size. There also we saw Nephilim, the sons of Anak, a part of Nephilim, and we, this is the most important part of my sermon, we became like grasshoppers in our own sight, and so we were in their own sight. I think a lot of times we have a grasshopper perspective because of the opinions of what others bring for us, because of the report that people bring towards us, because of a lot of point of views, because of the opinions, because of the suggestions, because of the advice that people bring in, we become like grasshoppers in our lives. We become so small that we feel so intimidated. We feel so overwhelmed at times. Right? Whose report would you like to hear about when you want to do anything in life? A new place, a new job, a marriage, having kids, starting a business? Everyone's perspective makes it look like you are grasshoppers. Oh, everyone's doing the same business. Why would you go and do the same thing? You wouldn't matter. Why do you think your business would make a difference? Everyone's doing the same thing. This is the perspective, this is the report. Oh, you know what? People are doing it so much better. The people of the land are so big. They are like giants. I don't think we can overcome. Right? This report, the 10 of their reports, these 10 guys basically terrified the entire camp. the word that they spoke over them terrified all of Israel. All right, I'm going to read Numbers 14. Then all the congregation lifted up their voices and cried, and the people wept that night. All the sons of Israel grumbled against Moses and Aaron and the whole congregation. Would that we have died in the land of Egypt, or would that we have died in the wilderness? Why is the Lord bringing us into this land to fall by the sword? They're asking, seriously? Like, you spared us in Egypt, you spared us in the wilderness, and then now you're telling us you're going to take us into the promised land. I'm going to start something new, and you're saying, while I'm getting into this something new, it's going to kill me? That's what the people of Israel wanted to know from Moses and Aaron. And here Joshua and Caleb come and say and affirm and say, listen, their protection has been removed from them, and the Lord is with us, so do not fear them. The funny thing is this: the Israelites had seen the sea parted for them. The Israelites witnessed manna from heaven. The Israelites got water from a flint rock. Things that are impossible happened for them constantly. They lived in a place where God constantly showed up for them. But when something bigger, something that they felt overwhelmed came opposite them, they just thought, you know what, we can't do it. We won't make it in this land. It sounds like you and I. We have witnessed God time and time and again. We have seen God come through for us again and again and again. But when things that maybe is something new, maybe like getting into a new place, maybe going into a new job, maybe starting a new life, when all of this happened, we get so overwhelmed that the 10 of them forgot who their God was. Joshua and Caleb said one thing: you know what? God is with us. So I want to remind you today, I want us to shift our perspective from having a grasshopper mindset. Our problems look the same, right? Just because I'm saying your problems are gone doesn't mean it's going to go. Your problems look the same. But I want you to tell this: they did look like giants. But I want to remind you this, that the God who is with you is mightier than that. The God who is with you will part seas for you. The God who is with you will make water come from a flint rock. The God who is with you can provide manna. The God who is with you can part Jordan for you. The God who is with you will make chariots drown in the sea. A lot of times we forget what our God has done and things overwhelm us. I want to remind you today that the God who's with you is reminding you and saying, do not fear, for I am with you. All right, we're reading Judges 6:11 to 24, okay? This is the story of Gideon, where the angel visits Gideon. I'm going to read Judges 6 verse 12 onwards. The angel of the Lord appeared to him and said to him, the Lord is with you, O valiant warrior. Then Gideon said to him, O my Lord, if the Lord is with us. It sounds a lot like what all of us say all the time. If the Lord is with us, why then has all this happened to us? Where are all his miracles which our fathers told about, saying, did not the Lord bring us out of Egypt? But now the Lord has abandoned us and given us into the hand of Midian. This is us. When things get hard, when things get very difficult, when things get overwhelming, or when maybe we didn't expect things to go a certain way. Maybe we didn't expect our lives to go this way. And here Gideon says, where is this God? Really? Is this what you brought us for? Where is this God? Why is all of this happening if God is on the throne? Basically, that's what he's asking. And this is what God says. But now the Lord has abandoned us and given us into the hand of Midian. Now this is what he says. The Lord looked at him and said, go in this your strength and deliver Israel from the hand of Midian. Have I not sent you? He said to him, O Lord, how shall I deliver Israel? And God says, surely I will be with you, and you shall defeat Midian as one man. God is with you. You might look small. Your problems might look really big. It might look so big that you cannot face it. Your life might seem so big. The financial burden that's on you might look so big. The family problems that you're facing might be so overwhelming, might be too much to handle. But I want to remind you today, the problems can be bigger, but your God is so much more bigger than that. All right, I want to end with this. I want you to read this with me if you can. All right, I'm going to read Psalms 121 to remind you who's your helper. This is our God, our helper, the one who will show up when we need him the most, the one who never leaves our side. All right, Psalms 121. I will lift up my eyes to the mountains. From where shall my help come? My help comes from the Lord who made heaven and earth. He will not allow your foot to slip. He who keeps you will not slumber. Behold, he who keeps Israel will neither slumber nor sleep. The Lord is your keeper. The Lord is your shade on your right hand. The sun will not smite you by day, nor the moon by night. The Lord will protect you from all evil. He will keep your soul. The Lord will guard your going out and your coming in from this time forth and forever. Okay, your perspective about your problems might remain the same. But I pray today that the perspective about your God will change. All right? So God bless you. And I pray that our mindset will shift from a grasshopper mindset. All right? That we won't be problem conscious, that we'll become a God conscious generation. All right? God bless you. I'll see you in the next video.